Hi, welcome to Finding Stuff Out, the show where I answer your questions. Today's episode is all about being sick because, well, I'm sick. The bad news is I can't go to school. But the good news is I have time to look stuff up for you. Here on the show that knows all.
How come your nose gets runny?
Why does your nose run? So it can get away from the smell. But seriously, the short answer is, I don't know. That's why it's called the short answer. But by the end of the show, I'll have your answer. Here's another question.
Why do we get sick sometimes?
The Flat Earth Corner! Why do you get sick? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to medieval Europe. We've got all the filth, disease, and plague you've ever wanted. So where do you go when you get sick? That's right, me, your friendly neighborhood barber. As any good barber will tell you, you get sick because of evil spirits. And the best way to get rid of evil spirits? Drain your blood, of course!
Hey, come back! I thought I heard you sniffle. I can bleed that cold right out of you. Trust me, I'm your barber.
Forget evil spirits. Nowadays we know that germs make us sick. Now here's the next question from Logan.
What do germs look like?
Sorry to be rude, it's just that I've got a lot of germs for you to look at. Here, I'll just use my handy super zoom-o-matic. I can't make any sense of that, but I know someone who can. Please welcome my special guest, germ expert, Caitlin Soy.
Hi. Hi, Harrison. How are you? Good. I brought you something today.
I'm a little old for stuffed toys, I think.
This isn't a stuffed toy. This is one of the deadliest viruses we know, Ebola virus.
I think I'm a little young to die also. So these are stuffed toys of germs. So do germs such as like the chicken pox, do they actually have like a red thing and like two really big eyes and stuff?
No, they don't. These are just toys, but different viruses and different bacteria, they do look different from each other. They don't just actually look like this.
This is what viruses and bacteria really look like.
Chickenpox is often a disease that we get in childhood.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had it. I remember having chickenpox and I had the rash all over my body with those itchy spots. Not very fun.
And what's this purple one?
This one, his name is the kissing disease, and it causes the disease called mono, and the virus is called Epstein-Barr virus.
Ooh, has a nice long name.
It does have a nice long name. Most of these viruses do. This stuffed animal represents rhinovirus. It can cause the common cold. This one represents measles virus, and often infects children.
What's the difference between a virus and a bacteria?
Well, viruses and bacteria are two different things. They can both make you sick. Viruses are special in that they can't live on their own. They require a host, someone like you, to allow them to live. Whereas bacteria, they're bigger and they can live on their own and they can grow on their own and they don't require someone or something to live in.
That's a lot of ways to get sick. I'm surprised at how different they are.
Well, there are bacteria and viruses almost everywhere, even in that glass of water. Maybe 50 million bacteria could be in that water.
50 million? Am I gonna die?
No, you're not gonna die. Don't worry. Most bacteria don't make you get sick. They're there to help you. And so there's many bacteria within your stomach, and they help you digest your food. They help fight off bad bacteria and bad viruses that come into your body, and they help keep you healthy and keep you happy.
So how do viruses make you sick?
Well, viruses come into your body and they need to find a place to live. But your body doesn't like that and it wants to get it out because it's starting to make you sick. So your body's immune system rushes to the point, and often this results in a fever. That's what makes you hot and sweaty when you're sick with a virus. And that's your body's way of fighting the virus and to try and get it out of your body so then you can get better.
So would you say viruses or bacteria, like is there one that's worse for you or?
Nope, they both can make you very sick. And they can both not make you sick. It depends on the specific bacteria or the specific virus.
So how can we prevent getting sick?
One of the most important things to do is to wash your hands.
Whoosh.
Other things that are really good is to cover your nose when you sneeze.
Yeah.
And one big thing that you can do, and you probably did it when you were a kid, was to get a vaccine.
Yeah.
Do you know what a vaccine is?
It's a needle, right?
Yeah. But what a vaccine does is it comes into your body and it teaches your body how to respond to a virus infection.
Yeah.
So sometimes the vaccine can come in and it pretends to be the whole virus or part of the virus so your body can practice. Kind of like when you practice to go out on the hockey rink. You go to your practices, you practice the games, then you go and play the game. So when you've been vaccinated, your body's had that chance to practice. So when the big game comes or the challenge and you get infected with the virus, your body is ready and it knows what to do to prevent the infection.
Well, cool. Thank you, Caitlin, for being on my show.
Thanks for having me.
Now here's a question from Adam.
How does a germ make you sick?
Just thinking about germs made me a little ill. But to answer your question, Adam, let's get animated.
Okay, here we've got a drawing of an extremely handsome human being.
Why, thank you.
Now, if a germ got inside this person,
Hey, wait! What are you?
This looks like a good place for an invasion.
I don't feel so good.
This is my host now.
The reason you don't feel good is because there's a fight going on inside of your body. It's you versus germs. Sometimes a fever is your body's secret weapon.
Nothing can stop me. What's that smell? Uh-oh.
How do germs get in people's bodies?
Well, Maria, the same way this washed and very healthy apple does. Through our mouths. But unfortunately, unlike this apple, germs won't keep the doctor away. Basically, germs can enter through any hole in your body, like a cut that you didn't wash properly. Hey, holes in your body. That would make a fantastic song!
You've got holes in your head, that's where a germ goes. It can enter your body through the holes in your nose or the holes in your head. We all have holes in our head where germs can get in and make us sick. Sick. Germs. Sick. Also, would it give you a shock to know that germs can get in where you talk? Germs get in. Germs get in. Germs get in. Germs. They can enter your body through the holes in your nose. Gross. Disgusting. Nobody likes germs. I use my hands for a much better task. I use them to call up the questions you ask.
Can you get sick by not washing your hands?
Let's find out. It's time to get some Street Smarts. I'm here at a school pulling a little prank while the kids are at recess for the interest of science. Now, I'm covering stuff that kids touch every day at school with special germ powder.
don't worry, I'm not putting real germs on anything. The powder just represents the germs and shows how they get onto your body.
You can't see the powder, though, without a black light. See what I mean? It really works. Now I'll come back after recess and see how much of the powder gets on the kids' hands. Hi, everybody. Hi. Would it surprise you to know that I covered everything that you've touched earlier today in special germ powder? Yep, but luckily it's not actually germ powder, or else you'd have germs all over you by now. So just give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, so come stand in front of this special black light. It'll show any germ powder that you have on yourself. Okay, I'm gonna turn the lights off now.
Cool. Oh, that's so nice.
Where?
I have a lot. I have a lot next to my nose.
So as you see, you have a lot of germ powder all over you, but some of you have it on your faces because, well, you touched the germ powder and then rubbed it on your faces. Yeah, like me. That's why you need to wash your hands. Which brings me to... So now we're gonna cover your hands in more germs, which is actually just some special goopy stuff that will glow in the black light. Everyone has their hands covered, right? Yeah! Now here's the challenge. You're gonna go wash your hands and the one with the cleanest hands wins. On your mark, get set, go! You all have 30 seconds to wash your hands. So clean up well.
The best way to wash your hands is to wet them under warm water. Then, Away from the water, add soap and rub them together to work the soap into a lather. Rub the soap into the front and back of your hands, including your fingers and under your nails, for at least 15 seconds. Then, rinse your hands and pat them dry with a paper towel, and voila, you got clean, germ-free hands.
Okay, stop. So under this ultraviolet light, I'm going to be able to see how well you cleaned your hands. So I'm going to be grading on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very clean and 1 being extremely germy. A 4? Oh, that's pretty good. I'd say 7. 8? A 4. 4 also. So I'd say a 9. -1. 5. Oh geez. 2. So it looks like we have a winner, and it's Caleb!
You're full of germs again.
Oh, man. You want to know something weird? We wash off germs, right? But if you get used to being around some germs, your body builds up defenses against them. I read that having a messy room is actually good for your immune system. Unfortunately, my mom still makes me clean my room. Now here's a question from Liam.
Can you live in a germ-free environment?
According to my mom, I'm not capable of that at all. But for the real scientific answer, let's go to my roving reporter and good friend, Sydney.
Thanks, Harrison. This is the National Microbiology Laboratory in Winnipeg. They know lots about germs here. In fact, they study the world's deadliest.
The security is so tight here, we aren't even allowed to show you the entrance to the building. But this is what's in here. These are some of the most dangerous germs in the world. They may be small, but they're nasty.
Today I'm here with microbiologist Dr. Gary Kobinger, the head of special pathogens here in the lab. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Why is it so tough to get into this building?
Well, you know, this is a world-class facility, and what is being done here basically is detection of diseases caused by very dangerous germs for some of them. And so we need to keep them under control, and we need to keep them safe, make sure that they don't go all over the place.
Is it possible to live in a germ-free environment?
I think it is for, you know, a short period of time. We have an environment that is very, very controlled in a suit.
The scientists who work with those germs wear suits that are germ-free on the inside. So, to answer Liam's question, they live in a germ-free environment when they're inside the suits. That's because they don't want the normal germs we carry to mix with the germs they are learning about. And the suits also protect the scientists because the dangerous germs can't get in.
Would you like to try one?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, awesome, let's go.
Whoa, is that it?
Yeah, so that's the suit. I'm gonna help you put it on. So you can remove your lab coat and your shoes.
Almost in. These containment suits completely seal the scientists off, just like an astronaut spacesuit.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can feel air going through my arms and my feet.
Yeah.
They even have their own air supply to make sure the researcher doesn't breathe in any deadly germs.
This is so cool! I feel like an astronaut on a space station. We have landed on the moon. So, does this mean that I'm totally protected from dangerous viruses?
Completely.
Cool.
And here I am, living in a germ-free environment. But then...
I'm getting hungry though. Is there anything you have to eat, please?
Do you want to try a sandwich?
Yes, thank you. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I want to see that.
What? There's
I don't think this is going to work out.
What? That's not nice.
Thank you.
So like Dr. Kobinger said, it's great to be living in a germ-free environment, but not for long, especially when you're hungry.
Thanks, Sydney. Even though you could live germ-free, you wouldn't want to. Fortunately, our bodies know the difference between germs and sandwiches, and they keep the germs out and the sandwiches in. This one's got my name on it.
Why do you have to get the shots?
When you get a shot, you're getting a vaccine. A vaccine is a virus, but it's a dead or very weak virus that won't make you sick. Doctors give you a vaccine so that
your body learns to recognize a virus.
Here's how it happens. Say the dead or weak virus they put in you with a needle is this green clay. Your body has stuff that smushes into it and wraps itself around the virus like a shield. And that shield protects your body from the virus. Now, if a real living virus ever got in, your body would recognize it and would know how to make the shield needed to protect you, before the virus could make you sick.
Okay, so I have to get a flu shot every year, so why doesn't one vaccine protect me? It turns out every time you get the flu, the virus has changed itself. So even though you've had the flu before, your body might not recognize it.
Germs may not look all that bright, but they can be pretty sneaky.
That reminds me of a question I got from Alaya.
Can germs think like us? Are they trying to find new ways to make us sick?
I don't really know the answer to that, so I'll throw the question over to Sydney at the microbiology lab.
So, do germs think, and do they think about new ways to get to us?
Well, you know, germs don't really think, but what they do is they evolve very, very quickly. By that, it means that they change all the time. So when they change, then they can change in a form that they can make us sick.
How do you figure out what the germs are doing?
What we do is that we look at them at different time points, and so we see how do they change. If we could take the example of influenza, so influenza changes all the time, and every year we look at the new influenza, and once we know which one it is, we can develop a vaccine that is a perfect fit for that virus. If you're, for example, you're vaccinated and you have this shield around you, then the germ is not going to be able to attack you and grow, because that's what germ wants to do. They want to grow and proliferate all the time.
Wow, that was some lab. Good thing those guys are on the job. And in case you're wondering, it's just as tough to get out as it was to get in.
Thanks, Sydney. Your enthusiasm is contagious, which means I can't wait to take another question.
Here's one from Destiny.
Can we see germs?
You mean without a microscope? Sure. Even if you don't have your own super zoomomatic, you can grow your own germs called fungus.
Like this gunk between my toes. If I put it into this special scientific gel, all the germy things will grow.
It takes a while to grow, so I made one last week. Smells like gym socks. Although lots of germs are invisible, you can see and smell some of them right in front of you.
How come food has best before dates and you get sick?
Congratulations! Your question is today's...
Uh-oh. Do try this at home.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna make you get sick.
I looked up the answer, and it turns out fungus and bacteria don't just grow in scientific gel. They'll also grow in food, if they have enough time. So food companies put a best before date on it.
It means eat it before this date, or afterwards you might be eating germs. Ah! 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 If you want to see how germs grow on food, next time you have a stale piece of bread, put it in a dark place, like a closet, for a week, and watch all this moldy stuff grow on it. It's almost as gross as that toe fungus. Oh, and by the way, if you leave a sandwich under your bed, just tell your mom it's a science experiment. It usually works, at least the first time.
How do we puke?
If you want to know how I puke, it's usually in the toilet, whenever possible.
But I think what you're asking is about what happens to make you throw up.
So I checked the answer, and as gross as puking is, it's a good thing. It's your body's way of telling you that thing you just ate doesn't belong here. Like this piece of moldy bread. So there you go. Germs, fevers, vaccines, throwing up. I think I've covered all your questions, except for one. Remember?
How come your nose gets runny?
The big answer is mucus. Okay, I looked up the answer, and it turns out our body produces icky, sticky mucus to keep germs out. How much mucus? About this much, every day. It's like a barrier against germs. I mean, would you want to go through that? And when some germs get in your body, where does that mucus go? It has to go somewhere, like out your nose. So blow your nose proudly, knowing that your body is making you healthier by fighting off those germs. See you next time for more Finding Stuff Out.
Oh, hey, I'm a bit dirty. I'm making pies. Well, actually mud pies. I wonder if I could eat a mud pie. That reminds me of a great question I got. Oh,
Is dirt bad for you?
Maybe it's bad for me. I don't know the answer, but maybe your questions about dirt will help me figure it out. Here's a question from Ethan.
Why do you have to take a bath?
Flat Earth Corner! Bathing? Taking a bath? That's a quick turn to Sickville. Ew! Why, I've known quite a few people who have died because of baths, so I would never, ever chance bathing. Unless I was healthy enough for a full fortnight. You do need to smell nice, though. So, we'll just add a little bit more mud and a nice spritz of this. Now I'm ready for the ball. Achoo! Maybe just a bit more mud to get rid of the cold. In the Middle Ages, people really thought taking a bath was bad for you and would spread diseases. It's kind of how we think of dirt today, actually. But dirt can't be that bad on you, can it? I mean, some people actually take mud baths at fancy spas. So no need for me to take a bath to wash this mud off, right? Wait a second. Dirt can contain what? That's right. There's insect poop in dirt. Gross. So who would want to take a bath in all of this? Ugh. Huh. It turns out the kind of mud they use for mud baths is different from regular mud. Okay, so maybe we do need to take baths, and I should take one. Don't go away. Now that I'm nice and clean, I'm ready to answer this great question from Marina.
Are dirt and soil the same thing?
Uh-oh, do try this at home. To answer your question, Marina, dirt is what makes things dirty. So it can be soil and it can be dust. Pick up some dust around your house and compare it to the soil in your plants. Soil is a kind of dirt that helps plants grow. But dust is something different. Dust is made of stuff that floats in through the air like pollen, pet hair, and carpet fibers, along with some of the dirt you track in from outside. But you can't grow plants in dust. Soil is heavy and clumpy, and it's filled with lots of things that make it possible for plants to grow. It turns out plants actually like to eat stuff like rotting leaves and insect poop. Ooh, yum, yum. To each his own, I guess. Anyway, there are all different kinds of soil around the world, and they can be different colors. Hey, look! It's my gum. I thought I lost that last year. I wonder if I can wipe off the dirt off and eat it. Thankfully, Aaron has a question that can help me.
If animals could eat dirt, why can't we?
Wait a second. Animals eat dirt? Aaron is right. Some animals definitely eat dirt. They're called geophagic. Geo means dirt, and phagic means to eat. Like I found out before, there are nutritious bugs in dirt, but along with those bugs, There are also parasites and bacteria. Things that usually don't make animals sick, but that could make you really sick if you eat them.
Ew. I guess I shouldn't eat that.
Along with all that bad stuff, there are also lots of nutrients in dirt. Minerals like calcium and iron that help make animals strong. If certain animals don't eat dirt, they don't get the nutrients that help them survive and grow up strong. Haha, I'm stronger than you!
I'm okay.
Even though eating dirt can make humans sick, we get important nutrients from it too. Except we get them by eating the plants that grow in dirt. Now, here's a question from Kareen.
Can you make stuff with dirt? To answer that, she makes cool things out of clay, and she's our special guest today. Please welcome ceramic artist Kathy Reeves.
Hey, Zoe.
Hi, Kathy.
Look what I brought you. These are pieces made of clay.
Wow, beautiful.
It's actually a kind of dirt, eh? Watch out, it's fragile.
Well, I'll try not to crack you up. Get it?
Yeah, got it.
Whoa, what's this crazy spinning thing?
This is a potter's wheel, and I'm gonna make a bowl with this clay.
So how does it get from this to this?
That's a good question. I bake it in an oven. It comes out like this.
Cool.
Feel how it's hard?
Yeah.
And then I'll dip it in a glaze, which is like paint.
Yeah.
And it goes back in the oven, which is called a kiln, to 2,000 degrees.
Wow, that's hot.
Here we go. I'm gonna wet my hands. I'm gonna open it up like a volcano. Now I'm gonna open up the piece to make it more like a bowl. Up we go. Do-do-do. So that ball of clay is turning into something you can use every day. So you can make something like this.
Wow, that's so cool.
I have magic fishing wire here, and I'll slice it right off. And if you pass me that tile there, I'm gonna slide this on, stick it right on there. Ta-da! I have to wait for it to dry completely, so it's gonna shrink. The water's gonna come out of the clay, it's gonna get smaller, and then once it's totally dry, I'll put it in that kiln, and then after about 8 hours, it'll come out like this. The pottery, it becomes like a rock when it's finished, solid, hard, and that's why we find clay pieces, shards in archaeological sites from thousands and thousands of years ago. It's so durable. Now we get to see how Zoe does it. Okay, so you're gonna place your hands like a butterfly, and we're gonna try to lift it together, and you'll make that like witchy poo hat. Put your hand on the top here and push that down. Push down, push down. So your fingers are gonna go like this, slowly, slowly. So go out, that. Now it's ready to come off the wheel. Zoe, look what you did. Proud? So I'll take this back to my studio and trim it and glaze it for you so it's ready to go.
Thanks, Kathy. Meanwhile, here's a question about things you can make with mud from Victoria. How do we make houses out of mud? I checked, and here's what I found out.
Ancient Egyptians used sand, silt, and clay and mixed it with straw to make bricks. They would let the bricks dry in the sun, and then they'd be ready.
Why mud, you ask? Well, because it's easy to get. It's cheap, and it's fireproof.
Thick dirt walls also keep houses warm in winter and cool in summer. And you can build a whole house with only a few tools besides your own 2 hands.
And the bricks are strong.
Mud bricks can be as strong and as durable as stone. In Africa, some mud brick buildings have been standing for thousands of years. Today, some people still make houses out of mud like these mud houses in Mali. And this kind of mud house called adobe found in the southwestern United States.
I wonder if we can make bricks out of mud, like people did in the past.
The experiment!
We're gonna make mud bricks. Show me!
For this experiment, Adriana and Ariane used some water, soil, straw, a container, and a milk carton.
That mud seems muddy to me.
It feels gooey. The straw will make the bricks more solid.
Yeah, without straw, the bricks would crack and break more easily. Now it's the fun part, where you dump the mud in the milk carton. What's the next step?
We're gonna put it under the sun for a week so that it gets really hard. Well, these bricks were drying for 1 week.
Are they strong enough to build with?
Yep. We did it.
That's awesome! Now you have to build a whole house!
Are you joking?
Just kidding. Thanks for showing me. Bye, guys.
Bye.
That makes me have a question of my own.
Ask a friend.
If you could build your dream house out of mud, what would it look like?
It would be like a castle with like mud bricks. And it would be like a mud fountain squirting mud, but it's like edible mud.
I would just live in the dirt, so I wouldn't even have a shower. The bathroom would be all mud, and when you sit on it, it would just stick to your bum.
I'd like a mud house because I could get all the mud baths I ever wanted. And spa treatments.
I wouldn't need any staircases because I can just slide on the mud.
I would have a mud bed, and by the morning I would be covered in mud on my back, but still, it would still be fun. I would have pet pigs so they can roll around in the mud, and I won't have to do a homework, so I can tell my teacher my homework got all full of mud.
Hey, Zoe, look what I have.
Whoa! Is this the bowl we made?
It sure is.
So I made something out of dirt that I can actually eat out of.
Yeah, and no bugs.
Well, thanks for helping me find stuff out, Kathy.
No problem. It was fun.
Wow, this clay is really hard. I found out about another really hard clay called porcelain. It doesn't just make cool ceramics. It's used to make all kinds of things, like floor tiles, toilet bowls, and even false teeth. It's hard to believe this used to be all wet and slippery. Leia has a question about that.
Why is mud so sticky?
To answer your question, I'm here at the Tofino Mudflats. A mudflat is an area by the ocean covered by layers of mud that can be as deep as almost 2 meters. At high tide, it's all covered with water. I'm meeting Emily Fulton, a marine biologist.
Hi, Zoe. Welcome to the Tofino Mudflats.
Thanks for having me. This place is awesome and sticky. I was hoping you could help me find the answer to Leah's question about why mud is so sticky and hard to walk on.
Let's check it out. So what we see here is kind of a mix of silt and sand and water and organic matter all kind of held together, and it's pretty sticky, but believe it or not, if there's more clay and dirt in the sand, then it'll make the mud even stickier.
Wow. So the stickiness of the mud has to do with the type of soils that make up and how much water is in it. Here, the tides cover the mudflats twice a day, so it's always sticky. But some soils that get very little water get super hard and definitely don't stick. Why does it smell so bad?
Well, in the sand here, we have lots of bacteria, and that could make it kind of stinky. If you look down here, the really dark patches in the mud, those are anoxic places. So there's no oxygen when you go deeper into the sand. And that's where the bacteria lives, and that's the stinky part.
So you probably would not want to eat mud pies from here.
If you ate one from here, it wouldn't hurt you, but it might not be very tasty.
No thanks. I have another question. It's from Kenya.
Do creatures live in the mud?
There are thousands of creatures that live in the mud here. So all around us, you see all these tiny little holes in the mud?
Yeah?
Those are made from tiny creatures that are living underneath. I can see some little creatures by your boots here.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a ghost shrimp. They like to burrow into the mud. They're some of the ones that make all these little holes that we see. Wow, take a look at this.
Whoa.
So this is a moon snail. It's the biggest kind of snail you're gonna find around here.
Wow, that's crazy.
looks like it's burrowing back in. You can see.
It is so gooey.
They are really gooey.
Oh, look at it, it's going in.
These guys don't actually have eyes like we do. So when it feels us touching the side of it, it doesn't know if we're predators. It might think we're trying to eat it.
So what is that beside it?
Believe it or not, this is what a moon snail's eggs look like. Looks kind of like rubber, doesn't it? And it feels kind of like rubber. So this is thousands and thousands and thousands of little tiny eggs squished between sand and mucus to protect them.
Wow, well, there really are a lot of creatures infused in this mud. Thanks for helping me find stuff out.
My pleasure. I had a lot of fun in the mud with you. But I can see the tide's coming in, so it's probably a pretty good time to get going.
Yeah. I'm sinking!
Let's get you out of here.
I can do it. Gotta wiggle. I gotta wiggle. I got it. Woo!
High five.
That was a hard one.
That was fun. And I'm not the only one who likes to be in mud, as this question from Emma shows.
Why do pigs love rolling in the mud so much?
Let's ask an expert.
Ask a pig.
Sweet!
I hate to be all clean and pink. I want to get in mud and sink. In summer I don't need a pool. A puddle of mud will keep me cool. Yeah! Rolling mud is my delight. It means the flies and bugs can't bite. The sun can't burn my dainty skin when I'm covered in mud in my pig pen. Now that you know how we pigs think, don't you want to roll in mud and stink? Don't you want to roll in mud and stink? Yeah!
No thanks, but enjoy your mud bath. I found out other reasons pigs like to roll in mud. Sometimes there's pig food in it.
In France, farmers use pigs to find mushroom-type things called truffles. Truffles grow in the dirt near the roots of trees, and they're super delicious.
Chocolate truffles are totally different things. They're called that because they kind of look like truffles.
But the rarest truffle is the mysterious white Alba truffle. Ooh. I found out that they cost thousands of dollars a kilogram. So when the pigs are truffle hunting, they're looking for buried treasure. Ah, buried treasure! Arr! Did someone say buried treasure? Yoink! Wah, 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 wah.
And that gives me an idea for...
My Great Challenge!
Today's challengers are Pig Ella, oink oink, and Pig Megan. Today, you're gonna be truffle pigs. Now, these aren't real truffles, but we'll pretend they are. There are a bunch of these hidden in the mud. The challenge is you have to dig your face in the mud, and then once you find a truffle, you have to pick it up with your mouth.
Ew! No!
Just kidding. You're gonna use your hands. Okay, on your marks, get set, go! Come on! Dig, dig, dig! You gotta look everywhere. They're hidden all over the mud, like in the corners. Keep looking, you guys. Keep going. You guys gotta dig faster and harder. Come on.
Oink,
Oh,
oink.
you found one. Good job. You find anything?
Yes.
Yeah, good job, Ella. Maybe try looking in the corners. Find one? Good job.
Oink, oink.
Good job, Megan.
Piggies, stop fooling around and dig up those truffles.
These pigs must be in heaven.
Oink,
Oh,
oink.
good job, Megan.
Oink, oink.
Good job. 10 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
What's that hedgehog doing there?
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, time's up, you guys. Bring me your buckets. how many you got. You got 2. Good job. Okay, Megan. Let's see how many you got. You got 5 and a hedgehog. So you won. Good job.
Next question.
Is there dirt everywhere in the universe?
Yummy cheese. Well, Juliet, I checked, and lots of planets we know have their own kind of dirt, like this red dirt from Mars. But I found out something even more amazing. There's stardust from exploding stars all over the universe. Some of the stardust is in dirt and even in our own bodies.
Turns out our bodies and dirt have something in common. So I think I finally know how to answer Nayla's question.
Is dirt bad for you?
The big answer is yes and no.
Dirt is bad for you in some ways. We shouldn't really eat mud pies. There are things in dirt that can be unhealthy, but we also need dirt. We grow our fruits and vegetables in dirt, we make all kinds of useful things with dirt, and our bodies need some of the minerals that are in dirt.
In a way, our bodies are partly made out of dirt. We couldn't live without it. So I guess because I'm already part dirt, I might as well go out and play in the mud, right?
See you next time for more Finding Stuff Out.
Hi, welcome to Finding Stuff Out, the show where you send in your questions and I find out the answers. I hope I'm not scaring you right now. I'm doing this because of a question I got from Austin.
Why do spiders have 8 eyes?
Yeah, why do they? I know spiders have 8 legs, but 8 eyes? That's crazy! Well, Austin, I don't know why spiders have 8 eyes, but by the end of the show, I'll find out the answer, because I'm focusing on one of our most important senses, sight. Now here's a question from Sophia.
How do we see with our eyeballs?
Well, Sophia, I made this music video to answer your question. Check it out.
Eyeballs. We see with them light comes through our pupil and the lens to the retina, where rods and cones send signals to our brain, not our nose. But the image comes in upside down, so our clever brain turns it around. Then the down is up and the up is down, and it all makes sense again. Eyeballs. 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 Eyeballs.
Ow. Wow, glad I don't have to wear spider eyes every day. Anyway, here's a question from Serena.
Why do cats' eyes glow in the dark?
Well, Serena, I checked, and remember that retina I sang about? It's this layer at the back of the eyeball that senses light. Cats have an extra layer behind the retina. It captures more light. That's why cats can see well in the dark. That extra layer is like a mirror, so it reflects the light that comes into the cat's eyes. And it's why their eyes seem to glow in the dark. Meow. But the cat's eyes aren't glowing. They're just reflecting the light back out again.
Why can't we see infrared?
Well, Anthony, I checked, and it's amazing, but we can't see some kinds of light. The sun makes light in what are called waves. Just like waves in water, they can be different distances apart. They call all these light waves a spectrum. Our eyes can only see the light waves in the middle of the spectrum. It's what we call visible light. But there are waves of light we can't see, like ultraviolet and infrared. But birds and insects can see ultraviolet, and some snakes can detect infrared. And lucky for them, they can sense not just the infrared light made by the sun, but also the infrared light animals give off. Mmm, tasty! The snakes don't see that light through their eyes. They have sensors lower down that detect the infrared of the animals they hunt. Now here's a question from Dante.
How can hammerhead sharks see with eyes like that?
Yeah, imagine if you had eyes way out on the side of your head like that. I can see you. And you too. It looks like a hammerhead shark's eyes point to the side. But I found out that their eyes are tilted slightly forward, so they can see depth just like we can. And with their eyes way out on the side like that, they can not only see out to the front and sides, they can see behind themselves too.
I'm glad they can't walk on land. Humans have excellent vision, but we're not perfect. We can get tricked by something called an optical illusion, and that's today's...
Uh-oh, do try this at home.
She knows all about eyes, and I think we're in for a fun surprise. Please welcome Dr. Kathy Mullen.
Hi, Harrison. I've got something really fun to show you.
I'm being hypnotized. Stop it. Wow, it really looks like it's spinning, but it's just a normal piece of paper, right?
Yeah, the image on the piece of paper isn't moving at all.
But why does it look like it's moving then if it's actually not?
Well, this pattern's forming an image on the back of your eye, rather like in a camera. And then as you move your eyes over the page, that image on the back of your eye is moving all around. And your brain is fooled into thinking that the pattern's moving.
Cool. What's next?
Now, which of these two lines do you think is the longest?
The longer one. The longer one is the top one, I'm gonna say.
Well, I think most people would agree with you, but that's not actually correct.
What about this one then? What?
No, that one isn't longer either. In fact, both of these lines are exactly the same length.
What?
37. And 37?
Yeah, your eye isn't telling the truth.
They're the same.
They're the same length.
But how?
And what's happening here is that these two end pieces that are fanning out like this, they're stretching the line and making your brain think it's longer than it is. But with this bottom line, the opposite is happening. The little pieces pointing inwards are fooling your brain into thinking it's shorter.
That's crazy.
But there's lots of other illusions like this one. So which of these three blocks do you think is the tallest?
The tallest one is the one at the back.
But actually, they're all exactly the same size.
They're all exactly the same?
They are.
13. 13. They're all 13 centimeters.
Yep, this is an illusion of perspective. So it's rather like a tall building. We know when we look at a tall building that it's very, very big, but when we're a long way away from it, it might seem quite small.
Let's check it out in the real world.
So we have these three identical rectangular blocks here, and if we set them up, the one closest will look the biggest and the one furthest will look the smallest, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But in our illusion, our brain thinks that the block at the right is bigger than the others because the perspective lines trick us into believing that it's further away. But take away that perspective lines, and the three blocks look the same size. It's only a drawing. It's not like in the real world.
So I guess seeing isn't always believing.
Well, not exactly.
Thanks for being on my show.
You're welcome.
Street Smarts.
Dr. Mullen showed me some illusions, and I'm gonna test one out on some kids today with my assistant, Evan, here.
To me, it looks like number 8 doing circles.
It looks like an endless tornado, and I feel like I'm gonna fall in it. It looks like a giant eye. It's really big, but scary.
It just looks like the circles never stop, and they look like at the end it changes colors.
Some illusions involve not seeing things that actually are there, as I'm about to show you in...
My Great Challenge!
Today, my great challengers are Michael, yes. Nicholas, yes. And Alexia. Yeah. So today, my great challenge is all about optical illusions, things that aren't always what they seem at a first glance. So today, I'm focusing on the illusion of camouflage.
This moth is camouflaged. It blends in with its background, so it's hard to see, just like this scorpion fish.
So here are the rules. There are 60 jelly beans hidden throughout the attic, and you'll have 2 minutes to try to find as many as possible. Sound good?
Yeah.
So we have Team Hawk, Team Lion, and Team Wolf.
One of the jelly beans is right in front of them.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes, starting now. Go.
Ow.
Hawk gets it. Wolf uses her predator eyes to spot her first jelly bean. And another quick one. Lion and Hawk go for the computer desk. I hid 8 jelly beans there, including one in a candy jar. That one will be hard to spot. How many can they find? 1. And only 2 for Lion. Oh, Hawk finds the one in the candy jar. Lion makes a move for the experiment table. I've got 11 tricky ones hidden there. How many can he find? 1. 2. Oh, he's walking away, going toward the pink napkins. Misses it. He walks by the yellow one too. There's 5 jelly beans in the small area near the aquarium. Hawk finds one of them. I also matched the colors of my jelly beans to the toys at the back of the attic. Missed the one on the gorilla. Hawk joins Wolf upstairs to see if she's missed any. Bingo!
30 seconds.
They've been searching for a minute and a half, but there's still a lot of jelly beans left. Looks like Lion saw something. Or maybe not. My masterpiece, the granola special, still hasn't been found. But Wolf is getting dangerously close. Will she find it? No, it's just too good.
10 seconds.
Time for a last-ditch effort.
Okay, time's up. Let's see how you guys did. 7, 8, 9 jelly beans for Team Wolf. Let's see how Team Lion did. 3, 4, 5 jelly beans. So Team Wolf is beating Team Lion right now.
Aww.
And let's see how Team Hawk did. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It looks like Team Hawk's our winner.
Yes!
Awesome, congratulations. So you guys found about 30 jelly beans, which means there are still 30 more hiding in this attic.
What?
In order to fool the eye, all good camouflage relies on matches in color, texture, and even shape. That's the key to the survival of a lot of species in nature. The animals that want to eat them can't see them.
Well, all of you guys get to keep the jelly beans that you found, but I wouldn't eat them because I painted some of them, and also Squeakers, my guinea pig, was running around here, so I don't know if the brown ones are actually jelly beans.
Ew.
Yeah. Well, thanks for playing my great challenge, guys.
And why do people wear glasses?
Maybe it's a fashion statement.
Actually, it helps them refocus the light. It's pretty cool how it works. Check out this cartoon I made.
If you have perfect vision, your eye looks like this. If you are nearsighted, this happens. Because of the way your eye is shaped, you can see things that are close to you just fine. But something that is far away gets focused here in front of the retina instead of on the retina. If you're farsighted, you can see things that are far away. But because of the way your eye is shaped, things that are close to you get focused behind the retina, so it looks fuzzy. Glasses refocus the light to be in the right place, not behind or in front of your retina.
Why do people go blind?
To find out, I came to Calgary to visit with Tate Hoyam. Hi, welcome to my show.
Thanks for having me on your show.
So, to answer Devin's question, what causes blindness?
Well, it can be by an accident. You can be born with it, you can get a disease that causes it, or your eyes can just wear out over time.
Tate is 12 and lost most of his vision to a disease when he was just a baby. But that doesn't stop him from doing a lot of cool things, like playing this weird instrument called a hydraulophone.
That's awesome. When someone's blind, do they see anything at all?
It depends. Some people are completely blind and can't see anything at all. But some people can see shapes and shadows. Some people can see a bit. Anything.
Tate asked me if I wanted to see what he sees.
Can I show you some?
Sure.
Okay.
Tate, where are you?
I'm here. Close your eyes.
Close my eyes, why?
Because I'm gonna put goggles on you. It makes it seem like you have less vision.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And there. Here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh.
It was weird with the goggles. I could still see a bit, but even walking around was difficult.
I can teach you how to use a cane.
Oh, okay.
So the two things you need to remember is don't lift it up in the air and hit people.
Right.
Use the hand that you are most comfortable with, left or right.
So my right hand.
And then make sure your hand is in the middle, like near your stomach. And then when you're walking, you just have to go like that as you're walking.
Just left and right?
Yep. And you have to do it like opposite to what foot. So right, left, right, left, right, left, like that.
Right.
And then if you hit something, you would stop.
Okay.
Tate can go anywhere he wants with his cane.
Which way did you go? Tate?
I'm not quite there yet.
Tate? So how can blind people manage to do the same things that sighted people do?
Well, even if you're completely blind, you can still read. It's called Braille. Why don't I show you some?
Sure. How does Braille work?
It's made up of dots, normally on a piece of paper. But people can actually tell what it says by putting their fingers on it. How about I show you how to make the letter F?
Sure.
So if you put one there, and one there, that's F.
Okay, yeah.
You got it, yeah.
And then you can feel the bumps.
Yeah, and they're a little bit smaller on a piece of paper, but they're still there.
Right. What does it say on this piece of paper?
How about you find out? There's a kind of a cheating thing here.
Okay.
You can look at it.
Okay. Let's see here. We got an F. An I. What's this? Oh, that's an N. You're probably a lot faster than this, aren't you?
Yeah. Here, how about I try it?
Okay, yeah.
And I'll read it with my fingers, too.
Okay, go for it.
Finding stuff out with Harrison and special guest Tate.
Nice.
Yeah. Why don't we go play some road hockey?
Sure.
Well, Harrison, since we can't see very well, a lot of times me and other people who are visually impaired like to use these, a ball or a puck with a bell or bells inside it.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah! Where did it go?
Yeah!
Of course, it's not exactly a fair game.
Yes!
Tate is so used to not having sight that he can sense where things are.
Yeah!
But I sure can't.
And again. And again. Ah! Yes!
Okay, before you get too far ahead of me in points, I want to thank you for being on my show.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you've heard the expression, seeing is believing, but can hearing be seeing?
Is it true some people see colors when they hear music?
Seeing colors when you hear music? I think my parents see red when I play my drums too late at night. Just kidding, but I checked Erica, and it's actually true. There really are people who say that they see colors when they hear music. That made me think, if you take all the colors in the universe and multiply it by all the sounds in the universe, that could be like a bazillion combinations. Guitar times yellow equals orange times cello. Head getting warm. If there's 8 notes in an octave times a million colors, multiplied by a rim shot. Flats and sharps and banjos and harps. Brain sending signals at light speed.
You're gonna make my head explode!
People who can see color when they hear sounds have what's called synesthesia. Scientists still aren't sure why it happens.
But they think that for people who see color when they hear music, there might be some overlap in their brains in the parts that normally separate hearing from seeing.
Now here's a question from Jessica.
Why don't worms have eyes?
She knows about bugs, the hows and whys, and the reason that worms don't have eyes. Please welcome Julie Hamill.
Hey, Harrison.
Oh.
I have a surprise for you.
Gee, for me? Ugh. What about these worms? How do they see if they don't have any eyes?
Well, here you go. You can look at it. Well, actually, they have light-sensitive cells, which help them detect light.
But there's no lights underground for them.
Yeah, but when they're going out, it's big danger for them.
Julie tells me that the light detecting cells tell the earthworm when it's leaving the safe, dark underground for the dangerous light above ground world.
So are there any other animals that don't have eyes?
Well, actually, there's cavefish, which live really, really deep underwater where it's all dark. So they don't need eyes. They have sensitive cells which detect pressure and also movement around them. And there's also bats. They have eyes, but they use echolocation.
Right, echolocation. That helps them when it's pitch dark. Notice that echolocation has the word echo in it. Bats make really high-pitched sounds, but we can't hear them. Like all sounds, they travel through the air as waves. When the waves hit an object, they bounce off that object. A bat listens carefully to the echoes. That's echolocation.
And I see you've brought some spiders with you, and those all have 8 eyes, right?
Not exactly. I have a couple species here. Would you like to see the tarantula?
Okay.
Like most spiders, the tarantula has 8 eyes. But others have 6, 4, and even 2 eyes. There are even spiders with no eyes at all. But at this moment, all I can think about are the 8 eyes crawling on Julie's arms.
So can it see me right now with all those eyes?
Yeah, they can see quite a lot. Because of the eyes, they can see all around them. But he sees as a shadow.
Right, so they don't see color, it's all black and white?
It's all black and white, and it's all fuzzy.
That's kind of weird then. They have all those eyes, but they can't see as well as us.
No, but they can see more around.
Right.
If I do this, they'll see me.
Weird. Well, thanks for being on my show and for not putting the spider on me.
Maybe next time we'll try and take it.
We'll see. All this spidery talk brings me back to the question that started this web of exploration.
Why do spiders have 8 eyes?
Well, Austin, the big answer is the better to see you with. If you had 8 eyes and 8 arms, imagine the wild drum solo you could play. Or maybe not. I found out from Julie that spiders don't actually see as well as we do, but having all those extra eyes lets them see in many different directions at once.
It also lets them see the things they want to eat and avoid the things that want to eat them.
That's my show for this week. Thanks for watching.
Oh boy, I really need to go to the dentist.
My teeth aren't that bad, but I still need to get my teeth cleaned. So I've been thinking about teeth, and it looks like you have been too. Here's our first question. It's from Sylvia.
Why are human teeth and animal teeth different?
The short answer is animals don't have gold-toothed smiles. Okay, I don't actually know why our teeth are different, but by the end of the show, I'll find out the answer to that question and lots more stuff about teeth. Here's a question from Lachlan.
Why do humans have teeth?
The better to eat you with, my dear.
Just kidding, but that pretty much is the reason.
Before cavemen invented knives, teeth were the only things we had to cut food. So imagine how hard it would have been to eat without teeth.
If we didn't have teeth, we'd have to eat baby food all the time. And I don't know about you, but I'd get pretty tired of strained peas.
Like us, most animals use their teeth for chewing, but not all. Poisonous snakes use their teeth to deliver venom, but it doesn't need to chew its food. Snake jaws come unhinged so they can fit an entire rat or frog in their mouth. The narwhal has a long tusk that grows right through its jaw. Even scientists aren't sure what it's for. An elephant has teeth for chewing, but its long tusks are also a kind of tooth that they use for protecting themselves. Too bad elephants don't like to roast marshmallows.
How many teeth does a shark have?
Not only do sharks have a lot of teeth, but they can lose a lot too. Sharks can almost lose 2,000 teeth per year. That's so many, the tooth fairy can barely keep up. Again, that's his 30th tooth this week. Oh, I'm gonna make a tooth fairy go broke. How many times do I have to come and see you? Let's see here. So we have about 1,800 teeth. Divide that by 365 days in a year. That's about 5 teeth a day. times 20 or 30 years in a shark's life, times the amount of money that I have to give you every single time. Oh, head getting warm, starting to overload, triple digits. Ah!
You're gonna make my head explode.
I found out that sharks' teeth fall out all the time when they chomp on their prey.
So there's always a sharp new tooth waiting to take the place of the one that's lost.
Speaking of sharp teeth,
Why are some teeth sharp and why are some teeth flat?
to find out the answer, I've invited a special guest. Someone older. Oh, not that old, help! Oh, it's just you.
Sorry.
Welcome, Dr. Larson, to my show. Why some teeth are flat and some teeth are sharp?
Well, like a lot of anatomy, what things look like tells you a lot about what they do. And so sharp teeth are used for slicing and cutting meat,
right.
Or soft things, and flat teeth are usually used for grinding and pulverizing hard things. So things like a beaver would be grinding up wood.
Beavers cut down trees to build houses and for food.
It's got these big, amazing incisors on the front, and they can chisel through wood.
These teeth look and work exactly like a woodworker's chisel. So they have teeth to cut hard wood, but they also have teeth to chew it for food.
They have these big molars on the back. So if you feel it, you can see how bumpy they are.
Oh, wow. And they have
actually,
like grooves in them.
Right, so it's like a mini grinder, and they're actually grinding up all their food.
Like beavers, plant-eating animals need strong, flat teeth to crush tough plants. Other animals need finer, sharper teeth because of what they eat.
Sharks will feed on fishes mostly,
Yeah.
and you can feel how sharp those are.
Yeah, they're probably really sharp.
Yeah. So these teeth are only meant for slicing and dicing. If we look at a tiger, there's these big sort of scissor or sort
wow.
of zigzag teeth on the back.
They kind of look like the shark teeth a little bit.
Yep, similar. And when they close, if you were to put your finger right in there, I won't do it too hard, they sort of slice and cut the meat sort of like a garden shear.
So what kind of teeth did dinosaurs have? I always thought they had really sharp and pointy teeth.
So the meat-eating dinosaurs, like this Dromaeosaurus here, have sharp, pointy teeth. And the front and back edges of those teeth actually have little bumps on them, just like a steak knife. And so each tooth, and there's a lot of teeth here, was like a mini steak knife.
Wow.
So pretty cool anatomy.
Now I know why there are so many different types of teeth.
Because we all eat different things.
And that gives me a really good idea for...
My Great Challenge!
Today, my great challengers are Jernay and Sophia. So are you ready to sink your teeth into a great challenge?
Yeah.
I've put together some pictures of teeth. Your challenge is to guess whether those chompers belong to a herbivore or a carnivore. If you get it right,
you also get another point if you can guess the animal that the picture belongs to. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the first one.
click your teeth when you know the answer.
Okay, what do you think it is?
Carnivore.
A carnivore? Actually, it's a herbivore.
It's a horse. Its front teeth are adapted for tearing grass and other plants, and its back teeth grind them up.
Here's the next one. What do you think?
Carnivore.
Carnivore, you're correct. Do you have any guesses on the animal?
No.
Well, you have 1 point. It's a carnivore, and it's actually a lamprey, which is a type of eel.
It uses its teeth to grind into other fish. Then it eats their blood. Vampires of the sea. I'm Captain Dracula.
Okay, here's the next one.
Herbivore.
Herbivore, that's correct. Any guesses on the animal?
No.
It's a cow.
Just like the horse, it has incisors to tear off grass for its back teeth to grind up.
I hope they have a good dental plan.
A good dental plan? Yeah. Here's the next one.
Carnivore.
A carnivore, you're also correct. She's getting way ahead of you, Sophia. Any guesses on the animal?
A mammoth.
No, it's actually a...
saber-toothed cat. It's extinct like the mammoth.
Oh, come on.
Those fangs aren't for chewing, but to bite deeply to kill their prey. Here's another. Oh. Sophia, you're first this time.
Herbivore.
Herbivore, that's incorrect. It's actually a carnivore. And this one is a sea lion. Those pointy teeth are for holding on to its favorite dinner guests, squid and fish. Last one.
Carnivore.
Yeah, it's a carnivore, so any guesses on the animal?
Yeah, a crocodile.
Yes, you're correct. It's a crocodile. It can replace each one of those teeth every month. So the results are 5 points for Janae and 0 points for Sophia. But that's okay. You both get some pretty awesome prizes. Toothbrush and some dental floss.
Okay. That's some good presents.
Well, thanks for playing My Great Challenge.
You're welcome.
Want to know how your own mouth compares to a dinosaur or a saber-toothed cat? It's time for... Uh-oh. Do try this at home. Feel your teeth with your tongue. Which ones are sharp? Which ones are flat? If you wanted to eat this stringy spinach, which teeth would you use? I'd probably use my back molars. Those are the ones that herbivores like cows use to grind up plants. Imagine if you wanted to rip a bite of this meat off of the bone. Which teeth would you use? Only meat-eating animals have these. Canines, your pointy teeth, which are perfect for biting into juicy meat. We humans have both kind of teeth because we eat meat and plants.
Why don't birds have teeth?
Yeah, so why don't birds have teeth?
Well, birds don't have teeth probably for two big reasons. The first reason is feel how light that is.
Wow, it is light.
It's even lighter than a opossum skull.
An opossum? That's barely bigger than a squirrel. Oh yeah, it's lighter. Wow.
And so bird skulls are really delicate, really light, and they have no teeth. And that's probably to help them fly.
I think birds would look cool with teeth. Until they tried to fly. Ow, great. Teeth may be heavy for flying, but how can birds eat without them?
Well, this is the other thing about birds. They probably lost their teeth so that they can really evolve their beaks. So things like an ostrich, they have little beaks that are nipping, so they can actually pick up little things and sort of nip and dig underground with it. And it could never do that with teeth.
Thanks for helping us find stuff out.
My pleasure.
I also found out while birds don't have real teeth, some geese have little toothy things on their beaks. And some kinds of penguins even have teeth like spines on their tongues to help them swallow their food. I guess you'd never accidentally bite your tongue if your teeth were on your tongue. I wonder what I'd look like with a spiky penguin tongue or a woodpecker's beak.
Street farts.
I'm here with these kids to ask them if they could have the teeth of any animal, what would it be?
An elephant, so I could dry my clothes on my teeth.
A pig, because I could eat anything in the world.
You mean a car?
Maybe.
A vampire bat, so I can suck the blood of my enemies.
Oh.
Do it now.
No, don't do it now.
Do it now. Do it.
Why do vampires have sharp teeth?
Because I like to look sharp. Vampires, like the ones in the movies, aren't real. But vampire bats are real, and they have sharp teeth, and they do drink blood. I used to think vampire bats sucked blood through their fangs, like through a straw.
Excuse me.
But it turns out they just bite an animal enough to get a little bit of blood. Ew, that's still kind of gross. And so is this question from Joshua.
Why does my dad have yellow teeth?
I found out that there's a bunch of things that can turn teeth yellow. Coffee, tea, cigarettes, and some kind of medicines are all culprits. Getting old can also make your teeth yellow, as the white coating starts to wear away. But the most common one for kids is plaque. Plaque is a yellowy coat of bacteria that forms on your teeth if you don't brush regularly. Check this out. Get a plaque attack when you don't brush after a snack. Get a plaque attack when you don't brush after a snack.
making a mess in your mouth's neighborhood. If you don't brush and floss, your teeth will feel gross. When you say hello, your teeth will be yellow. And you'll get cavities till your mouth looks like Swiss cheese.
Okay, so maybe I exaggerated a little, but you get the idea. Fortunately, getting rid of plaque is pretty easy. You can do it by flossing. So take the floss like this and wrap it around your fingers a little bit, and then you can floss by going up and down in between the teeth. If you're a dinosaur, it's probably gonna take a while. Personally, I find flossing pretty boring, so I like to say tongue twisters while I do it. Seashells by the seashore. Anyway.
Why don't dogs brush their teeth?
For starters, dogs can't hold a toothbrush. They don't have thumbs, so they can't get a grip. That's why dogs catch stuff with their mouths instead of their paws. I guess a dog could hold a toothbrush with its teeth, but how would it brush? I found out that dogs clean their teeth by chewing on raw bones. But some pet owners also brush their dog's teeth. If a dog doesn't get the right kind of food, it can get cavities just like us. They even have special toothpaste. Bacon flavor. How come I don't have bacon flavored toothpaste? Anyway, here's a question from Valona.
Why do we have to brush our teeth day and night?
The experiment. My mom's always nagging me to brush my teeth, even if they don't look dirty. But I checked the answer and found out there's a really good reason, Valona. These eggshells are really similar to the stuff our teeth are made out of. So for this experiment, I've filled 3 containers with orange juice, vinegar, and cola, which have a lot of acid in them, just like some of the food that we eat. So I'm wondering what would happen if I left these eggs in these different liquids for a whole day. Now, just have to wait. Ooh. Look! Ew, it's all slimy. Gross. Let's see how this one is. Oh, it's all mushy. It feels like a hard-boiled egg. Wow, there's no more shell. It all dissolved. The one in the cola. It's all brown. That's not very good. So I guess that's why you should brush your teeth, because if you don't brush them every day, you'll probably end up having teeth that look like that. Mushy or brown or something weird. If you forget to brush one night, you're probably fine. But if you went a long time without brushing, your teeth could look like this. I'm suddenly really happy that I get to go to the dentist today. Here's a question from Serena.
Why do we get cavities?
The Flat Earth Corner! I'm glad you asked, because I'm a medieval dentist, so I know all the scientific explanations. Cavities are the fault of the evil toothworm. It sneaks into your mouth and makes holes in your teeth. The best way to avoid getting cavities? Keep your windows closed at night so the toothworm can't get in. Otherwise, I'll have to pull your teeth. For centuries, people thought that cavities were caused by worms crawling around in your mouth. Dentists didn't know much about teeth, so anytime somebody had a bad toothache or a cavity, they would just pull it. Good thing I like soup. Today, dentists know a lot more than they did in the Middle Ages.
A lot more.
This is my own personal dentist, Dr. Harvey Cooperberg. You don't mind if I do the show here today, do you?
I always wanted to be in showbiz. I am your dentist, just listen to me. So open your mouth now, there's plenty to see.
Harvey? Serena has a question about how people get cavities.
Oh, sorry, I get a little carried away when I get near teeth. But if you really want to know about cavities, I'll show you this. This is a picture of a tooth.
Dr. Cooperberg showed me what a cavity looks like.
We have an outside layer called enamel. And the enamel is very hard. In fact, it's the hardest thing in your whole body.
Wow.
This side, the enamel is starting to break down a little bit.
Just like my eggs.
Sure. They broke down because soda pop, vinegar, and juice all have acid.
Right.
And acid is what breaks down the enamel.
Okay.
It starts out as a little hole, and then it gets into the next layer, which is a bit softer, and it starts to spread. You don't want to get it to that point.
So I guess you want to take a look at my mouth.
That's why you're here. All set?
Whoa!
Oh! I see you've grown some fangs.
I sure did. Anyway, what happens if you don't brush your teeth? Besides from cavities, of course.
Well, a few things. First of all, your teeth are gonna look kind of yucky.
Yeah.
Also, your gums can start to bleed. And the third thing is, you'll have bad breath.
Ugh, bad breath. Let's take another question.
Why do people have to lose teeth?
In fact, kids do lose their teeth. We start out with baby teeth.
Right.
And there are 20 baby teeth in all. Your jaws are kind of small in the beginning, so there's not enough room for more than 20 teeth.
Right.
But later on, you'll have way more than that. This is an X-ray of a 7-year-old who has half the baby teeth and half the permanent teeth. This is a permanent tooth right here that wants to come up and replace this baby tooth. As it comes up, it eats the roots of the tooth and then comes right to the top.
And that's when you lose your tooth, right?
That's right.
And how old are you when you get your adult teeth?
Well, you start to lose your baby teeth at around 6, and by the time you're 12 or 13, you have lost them all.
That's when you have all your adult teeth, right?
That's right, and you should have all of yours. And that's why it's very important to keep them nice and clean.
Yeah.
You want to keep them forever.
For sure.
Sometimes I call this Mr. Thirsty. This is like an eraser. It erases all the dirt on your teeth. There you go.
Wow, my teeth feel so smooth. Thanks for being on my show and helping me find stuff out.
My pleasure.
My teeth are so clean, no cavities. But I feel like I'm forgetting something. Go to the dentist, check. Film the show, check. Oh, I know, I forgot to answer Sylvia's question.
Why are human teeth and animal teeth different?
The big answer is, our teeth are customized. By answering your questions, I found out that animals have all kinds of teeth. Some have teeth that get constantly replaced by new ones. Some are used to deliver deadly venom. Some are used for fighting. And some, we're not quite sure what they're for. But mostly, our teeth are to help us eat. Animals have all kinds of different teeth because we eat all kinds of different things. That reminds me, it's time for lunch. Maybe I'll have something meaty, or a salad, or I know, both, because I can. Don't you wish you were an omnivore? Hey, Harrison, don't make fun of me. Ah, Dr. Larson didn't say you could talk. Anyway, see you next time for more Finding Stuff Out. I wish you could smell these because they inspired this beautiful show.
How do flowers poop?
Well, Jacob, I never really thought of that. Now that you're asking, I think I'm gonna stop sniffing those flowers until I find out the answer. Well, I don't know how flowers poop, or even if they do, but thanks for giving me an excuse to do a show on, well, you know.
Why is bird poop white?
Here's the first thing I noticed about those bird droppings. I noticed that these bird droppings are very runny compared to regular human, well, you know. You won't believe what I just found out. Birds poo and pee at the same time. The white part is the pee, and the little black parts you see in it are the poop. So, if you get splattered on by a bird, remember, the bird isn't just pooping on you, it's peeing on you too. Now here's a question from Sophia.
What animal does the biggest poop?
I checked, and there are some champion poopers out there. This is a moose-sized poop. And this is a hippo-sized poop. But it doesn't come out neat like this. It goes all over the place like it was shot out of a cannon. And there's an animal that makes even bigger poop than the hippo, the blue whale. And I found out its poop is reddish-orange because of the orange seafood it eats. And its poop is so big. I don't even have enough clay to show you the amount of poop. It makes so much poop in one day, it weighs the amount of a baby elephant. That's enough to fill an Olympic swimming pool every year. Hey, cannonball! Ew! Who let the whale in the pool? So remember, never swim behind a blue whale. Now here's a question from Madison.
What happens to poop after a century?
To find out, please welcome my special guest, paleontologist, Jordan Mullen. Hey.
Hi, Harrison. I brought something for you.
Cool, a rock.
Well, actually, it's a piece of dinosaur poop.
Ew, you handed me poop?
Yeah, only the best for you.
Oh, okay. How old is all this poop here?
It's pretty old. It's actually millions of years old.
Millions, well, that's definitely more than a century. So what happens to this poop?
Well, normally poop will degrade, but in this case, we have some examples of some fossilized poop. That is poop that has been replaced by minerals over millions of years.
So they're like rocks now?
Yeah.
What is this one? This one's so big.
It's actually a piece of T-Rex poop. The only example of its kind in existence.
Can I touch it?
Absolutely.
It's so weird looking. How does it become like this?
What happens is most of this fossilized poop comes from carnivores. And the reason being that carnivores usually eat a lot of bone. And the minerals in that bone allow the poop to be fossilized more easily. So most of the fossil poop that we have in the fossil record is from carnivores.
The poop herbivore dinos made was runnier and softer than carnivore poop, so it decomposed and disappeared faster. You have to be very lucky to find fossilized herbivore poop.
The really interesting thing about herbivores is they have to eat plants all day long in order to get enough food, enough nutrition. Because they're always digesting this plant material, their stomachs are constantly producing nauseous gas called methane. Basically, these animals poop all day long, and they would have been quite stinky to see back 65 million years ago.
But at least they don't stink now.
Well, why don't you take a smell for yourself?
I hope it doesn't stink. It smells fine. It smells great.
It's basically just rock.
Thanks for being on my show and showing me all of this poop.
It was my pleasure, Harrison. Thanks for having me on.
And while we're on the subject of stinky stuff, let's get some... Today, we're in a bathroom to talk about farts. So you've all farted before, right?
Yeah!
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, what makes you fart?
Anything. Asparagus.
Cheese. And
oh my gosh. When he farts, you can literally see the green gas.
No kidding. The worst.
I don't fart. I can fart on command.
Don't do it.
Anything unhealthy, really? Just beans.
Cake, peanut butter and jam sandwiches, and sometimes milk.
And what did you just eat?
Peanut butter and jam sandwiches. To drink, I had a glass of milk.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm still trying to get to the bottom of all your questions. Here's another.
Why do people poop?
I'm glad you asked, Olivia, because it gives me a chance to replay one of my favorite Finding Stuff Out songs. What happens to our food? Well, if it tastes good, first we chew, then we swallow. Down to our stomach, where it's hollow. Enzymes there, break it down. When they're done, it gets passed around to the small intestine, 7 meters long, takes nutrients out to make us strong. The large intestine absorbs the water, just like a giant paper blotter. And that, my peeps, is the scoop. And what we can't use turns into poop. Yeah, what we can't use turns into poop. You may have remembered this from the show where I answered your questions about food. But there's more to the story about why we need to poop. Other stuff that we can't use comes out in our daily food. Bacteria is part of that waste. Dead cells that our body replaced, and fiber from the plants we ate, but water makes up most of the waste. That's why. But sometimes how doesn't go so smoothly. Here's a question from Catherine.
How does a person become constipated?
Do you ever have that problem? I guess I'll never know, because you can't talk. Well, this is how it happens to people. Some foods have fiber, which we can't digest. But even though our body can't digest it, fiber is still important because it tickles the lining of our intestines. But foods without fiber, like cheese and meat, don't tickle our intestines, so they can sit there a long time. And while they're sitting there, our bowels draw water out of them, making them drier and harder, which is why it can hurt to get constipated. So eat lots of food with fiber in them, and also... Uh-oh, do try this at home. I checked, and besides eating high-fiber food, there's something else you can do to help you if you get constipated. Drink a glass of water to help soften your poop, and do some light exercises to help get those bowels moving. But maybe don't do both at the same time. Uh-oh. I'll be right back. Meanwhile, here's a question from Adriana.
When you eat corn, why when you poop it comes out?
To find out the answer to your question, I've come deep into the woods. And to help me is wildlife biologist, Dr. Murray Humphreys.
Hi, Harrison. How are you doing?
Welcome to my show.
Glad to be here.
So, is your job really studying poop?
Well, yeah, I study wildlife, and a great way to learn about wildlife is to study their poop. It's one of the ways we can tell what animals have been eating, because anything that's left undigested shows up in their poop.
Maybe like corn or something.
You got it, just like corn. And hey, look right there. I see some poop.
Whoa.
So what kind of animal do you think left this, Harrison?
Looks like it could be a rabbit or something.
Well, a rabbit would be perfectly round, but you see how it's a bit oval? That means it's been left by a white-tailed deer. Put this on.
A mask? What is this for?
Well, we gotta pick this poop up, Harrison.
What? Ew.
And before you pick up the poop, you want to put a mask on. There's some dangerous stuff in animal poop, and you don't want to get it in your mouth.
Just so we don't get sick.
That's right. There we go. And
that's just great.
There.
Oh, wonderful.
We'll find some other poop, and the next one you're gonna pick up, Harrison.
What? That's gonna be, it's gonna be magical. Time to find some poop.
Could be anywhere, eh?
Yeah.
What's that right there, Harrison?
Whoa, that's a huge poop. Has to be something big, like maybe a bear.
You got it. That's a bear poop. It's not even a big bear poop. They can be huge.
Well, I guess I should put my mask on.
Go for it, Harrison.
Let's
pick it up.
This poop. Which piece should I grab?
Oh, get as much as you can.
Oh, it's all warm. Oh, this is so gross.
Oh, perfect.
I'll
take that from you.
Yeah, you can take care of that.
Can't wait to see what this guy's been eating. Put it in there.
Keep it safe.
Safe. We'll find one more, huh?
One more. Let's go find some poop.
Let's go looking.
Right there. More poop.
Oh, look at that one. That's a beauty.
You can pick it up this time. You're the pro.
Okay, that's a coyote poop. I'm sure of it. But we'll go take it back to the lab, have a closer look.
Awesome.
Away we go.
Let's go.
So let's start with the coyote. It's kind of the biggest bones and obvious here. Anytime you look at a bone like that, it's pretty hard to tell where that's from, what kind of animal. But the best thing is if you can happen to find some teeth.
Oh, there's a couple right there.
Look at those teeth right there, huh?
So we'll be able to tell what he's eating.
Yeah, the teeth are a lot more characteristic of which mammal it's from. I think that must be from a squirrel.
So now we know the coyote's been eating squirrels.
You've got it. If we take a look at the bear next, why don't you take a look at this one? See if you can poke in there. It gets a little smaller. Bears aren't likely to be eating things with big bones.
There's no bones in here.
So you see the grass, and maybe you see some berries, and it means they eat all sorts of stuff.
Right, and now the deer.
The deer. It's actually the hardest to tell because we know a deer is a herbivore. It only eats plant matter. And plants are pretty hard to see. They don't stick out like big bones or anything.
Yeah.
So you gotta look a little closer for that. So we take a little piece and then get it underneath the microscope. Have a look and see what you see.
Oh, whoa, it's just like particles and stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of what we call it is cell walls. You just see the undigestible part of the plants that are left.
Right.
And each of those walls has a characteristic shape.
So depending on what it looks like, that's how you know what type of plant it is.
Exactly. Was it eating willows or alders or what kind of tree or what kind of shrub or what kind of flower was it eating?
So I guess analyzing poop like this is pretty important.
It really is. It tells you a lot about an animal. It tells you what they eat, their health, are they in good condition or bad. It can even tell you whether they're endangered or not. So you really learn a lot.
Wow. Well, thanks so much for helping me find stuff out.
It's great. It's a pleasure to meet you, Harrison.
And this gives me an idea for my great challenge. Today, my challengers are team number 1, Stefano and Joey. What up? And we also have team number 2, Lily and Sabia.
Hi.
So, do you know what's under these plates?
A sugar cream pie. Candy.
You're all wrong, but today your challenge is to figure out what kind of animals that this poop belongs to. It's either gonna be a herbivore, an animal that eats plants, a carnivore, an animal that eats meat, or an omnivore, that's an animal that eats both. Oh, but it's not real poop, it's my poop. I mean, poop that I made. To make my fake poop, I mix some water, brown food coloring, vegetable oil, salt, and flour. Just stir the whole thing and squish it with your hands until it looks like really nice poop. You'll have to dig through the poop to figure out what kind of animal it is.
Okay.
Sound good? So team 1, you're up first. Team 2, you'll have to go downstairs to the bathroom.
Make yourself comfortable.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
All right, here's the first poop for you to dig into.
Oh, well, let's go, Joe. Oh, I see something, Oh, it's a bone.
What about this type of? Hey, this one looks like whiskers. Must have ate a bunny or a cat. Carnivore.
That's right. That fake poop is supposed to be wolf poop.
What?
And wolves are carnivores. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, I've seen this one before. Got something. It's meat. Oh. What does it look like, ribs?
This is fish. I think it's an omnivore.
Omnivore, that's right, and it's from a bear. Bears eat lots of different kinds of food, including berries and fish. So I put that in my fake bear poop. Ready? Go.
Oh. I got something. Joey, we're going on something. Oh, piece of grass. Herbivore.
That's also right. You're 3 for 3.
Oh, Joey!
This fake poop is supposed to look like horse poop. It really does. Yeah. Ready? Go.
What? Out of the way, Joe. Oh! It eats bugs.
These looks like seeds. I wonder what it could be.
I think I got it. I think it's an omnivore.
You're right. It's a raccoon.
Yeah, raccoon.
Raccoons eat all kinds of weird things, including what is in our garbage cans. In this fake poop, there's a mix of seeds, nuts, and crickets.
Oh, wow, we're pretty good at guessing. Got your back! Woohoo!
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here's your first poop to dig into.
Okay.
Since we found all the bones, we think it's the carnivore.
You're right. It's fake wolf poop. Go.
Oh, this one. Oh, this is disgusting. Ew. Ew. Are those fish bones? Ew. Oh. Look. Oh. A cranberry or something? It's a fruit. Omnivore?
That's right. It's fake bear poop.
Oh.
Go for it.
Oh. Grass? I think we guessed already. Herbivore?
That's right, it's a herbivore. And this is a horse poop.
Oh, no. Ew.
Here we go.
What is this? I don't know. Is that a bug? I see nuts. An omnivore?
Yes, it's an omnivore. And it's fake raccoon poop.
Oh, okay, that's disgusting.
Okay, so the winner is Team 1.
Yeah!
And Team 2.
Yeah!
It's a tie.
Oh, wow!
All this poop makes me think of a question I got from Dante.
Can poop be recycled?
Ugh.
The Flat Earth Corner! Can it be recycled? Big time. Here in ancient Egypt, we astronomers know all about that. The ancient Egyptians saw that dung beetles recycled poop by eating it and even laying their eggs in it to give new dung beetles the energy to grow. When the ancient Egyptians saw that dung beetles could move balls of poop across the land, they concluded the dung beetle must be the power that makes the sun move across the sky. To them, the dung beetle was sacred and was the god of the rising sun. It renewed the sun every day before rolling it above the horizon, then carried it through the other world after sunset. They actually thought a mystical dung beetle named Capri carried the sun from the other world every morning and took it back there every night. So their scientific method wasn't perfect. The ancient Egyptians were wrong about dung beetles making the sun move across the sky, but there was a connection between the two. The sun is the source of the energy that makes plants grow. Animals eat the plants, then poop out the dung, which the dung beetle uses for food for itself and its babies. So yeah, poop gets recycled in a lot of different ways, but here are some of the weirdest. These wild civet cats eat beans from the coffee tree, then poop them out. People harvest those pooped out beans to make a unique kind of coffee called Kopi Luwak. It's the most expensive in the world. And there's even a toilet that turns our poop into energy. It's called the Luwat. It's modeled from 90% horse poop. Doesn't use any water, and the human poop that gets collected in it is turned into energy. In Germany and lots of other countries, thousands of power plants transform the methane gas in animal and human poop into electricity. Poop is actually becoming an important source of energy. I'm an important source of energy. You can even live in dung. Cow dung can be recycled into bricks to build houses with. They're lighter and stronger than regular clay bricks. Animal scat is also used for paper. Like this notepad. It was made from elephant poop. I'll never forget that. And some people even think they can make you beautiful. In Japan, seagull droppings are used in face cream. I know what you're thinking. Seagull droppings really do give you nice skin. Just kidding. It's just normal moisturizer. You didn't think I was gonna actually put poop on my face, would you? Here's another question. This one's from Sydney.
Why can you eat food, but then since poo is made out of food, then you can't eat poo?
You're right that humans can't eat poop. Here's why. Bacteria in our intestines, that's the part down here, are perfectly safe down there. But the bacteria come out of our bodies and poop. And if they get into other parts of our body, like our mouth, they could make us really, really sick. That's why it's so important to wash your hands with soap after you go to the bathroom. But you want to hear something really gross? I found out there's an Italian type of cheese called panaroni that's made by mixing milk with cow poop. The cow poop helps turn the milk into cheese. Fortunately, the heat it takes to make the cheese kills the bacteria in the poop that might otherwise make us sick. Gorillas actually do eat their own poop to get extra nutrients that they missed the first time. Unlike us, they don't get sick from it. Just thinking about that makes me feel really, really sick. But gorillas aren't the only ones. Plants like fertilizer made from animal dung. It has nutrients that help them grow. Yeah, you do like poop, don't you? But do you make your own? Well, it's time to answer the question that led us through the bowels of science.
How do flowers poop?
The big answer is... quietly. All living things make waste, whether they're a tiny insect or a giant blue whale. Flowers make waste too, but not poop like us. Some of their waste comes out in sap and sticky goo called resins, and some of what is waste to them is actually useful to us. Like the oxygen that we breathe. But plant waste doesn't have the same gases in it as our poop does, so it actually smells good. Well, that's the end of my show. See you next time for more. Dad, couldn't you wait until after the credits roll? Hope I didn't scare you. I'm wearing this because of a question I got from Kayla.
How come humans don't have scales?
Kayla, I really don't know, but I'm getting this scaly skin on my hand. I wonder if it's possible we can have scales. I'll find out the answer to your question and mine by the end of the show. Meanwhile, here's another question about the stuff that holds us in. Skin.
Why do we have skin?
Yeah, why do we?
Well, Michaela, I checked, and we have skin for a lot of reasons. It's an organ, like our heart or lungs, but it's actually our biggest organ, and it has a special job to do. Check this out. Skin keeps us from dehydrating. Without skin, not only would we look weird, but we'd dehydrate, because all of the water in us would leak out and evaporate.
I'd like my skin back, please. Much better.
Our skin also has sensors that keep us safe by telling us when something is hot or sharp. Our skin also helps us to take in energy from the sun and turns it into vitamin D, which keeps our body strong.
Thanks, buddy. Hot.
And there's another good reason you have skin, to keep germs out. I'm gonna find out what would happen if I didn't have skin. And because I don't actually want to lose my skin, I'm gonna use these bananas for today's... Uh-oh. Do try this at home. Let's pretend this banana is me with skin. And this one is me without skin. And this blue food coloring is gonna represent germs that can get into your body. And now we put the banana with skin in this water and the banana without the skin in the water. Oh no, help me, oh no. Stop complaining, it's for science. Oh, I guess so. Now we just have to leave them overnight. And then you come back the next day. And here's the skinless banana. Ew, that's disgusting. It looked like it absorbed all the blue germ water. Achoo. Oh no, I don't feel so good. Ugh. And then we have the banana with the skin on it. He's fine. So the germs didn't get inside him because the skin protected him. So if you want to keep out germs, always keep your skin on. Here's a question from Ronnie.
How does our skin grow back?
To find out the answer to your question, I'm here to talk to skin doctor Rebecca Morley, because I got this really bad cut on my finger.
Oh, that looks really sore. Let's have a closer look.
I guess I can't fool you.
Not when you do the job that I do, looking after kids that have really serious skin injuries.
So if my finger was really cut like that, how could the skin grow back?
For something like this, we might have to do a little suturing. So this is just like a needle and thread.
Right.
Just like your mom or dad would use at home if they were trying to hem your pants.
And then that will help fix the wound?
That'll help fix the wound. It'll bring the skin edges together. And if this were real skin, it would move a lot more easily than the plastic finger.
Right. Cuts heal quickly because we're always losing old skin and growing new skin. So you only need to keep stitches on a cut for about a week.
When we have wounds that are really, really big and we can't bring them together with stitches, sometimes we have to do something called skin grafting.
What's that?
Skin grafting is where we borrow a patch of skin from one part in the body and we move it over to another part of the body. Sometimes we'll take them from other people or pigs.
Pigs? So you could be like part pig.
I guess temporarily.
Yeah, just for a little bit.
Just for a little bit.
Now here's a question from Tristan.
Why do we need sunscreen?
The experiment. To find out why we need to use sunscreen, I've come to the sunniest place I know, the beach.
Harrison, I've got something really neat to help us with our experiment.
A pizza, all right. A Frisbee, and it just changed color.
Yeah, these are really cool Frisbees. They're designed to change color from white to purple when they get exposed to the UV rays from the sun.
So why does it change from white to purple?
Well, it's a special chemical that they have inside the Frisbee. And it's kind of cool because it seems to resemble the way that our skin turns color when it's exposed to the sun.
Right.
So very similar to the Frisbee, when we're outside, our skin contains cells called melanocytes, and they release little pockets of pigment that are designed to protect the rest of our skin. Very similar to opening an umbrella.
Whoa.
Hi there, melanocytes.
Uh-oh, here comes the sun. Quick, we need protection. Open your pigment umbrellas.
The pigment umbrellas do protect us for a little while. But if we stay out in the sun too long, they can't keep up, and we get sunburns.
And that's why it's important to wear a sunscreen for sunblock,
So that also blocks the sun just like the umbrella as well.
just like the umbrella would do.
But what's the difference between the numbers? Like this one says 15, this one 45. What's the difference?
The higher the number, the higher the protection. In fact, I've designed a little experiment to help us illustrate that.
All right. Oh, but it didn't change color when it hit the sun this time.
Now, these are exactly the same Frisbees, but earlier at the hospital, I covered this one with an SPF of sunscreen of 45.
Right, so that's why it didn't change color. It's because it has the sunblock on it, right?
That's correct.
Except for like the few spots that you missed.
I did miss a few spots. When we put our sunscreen on, we have to cover all of the areas. Otherwise, you'll get a burn in those spots.
Right.
Now, let's have a look and see when it's an SPF of 15.
There's probably more. Oh yeah, it sort of works, but it's still like slightly purple, and it's not white, so the 45 covers it more.
So this is a lighter purple than when it didn't have any block at all.
Right, yeah.
So it's good to have some protection, but the higher the number, the greater the protection from the sun.
If we bring this into the shade, then that means there's no sun hitting it, so it shouldn't turn purple, right? But it's still turning purple.
Even though we're well protected by this umbrella, there are still some UV rays that are getting through.
Oh, so you still need sunscreen even when you're in the shade.
Absolutely. So Harrison, there are a few other things that we shouldn't forget before we go out inside and play, like the lip balm.
This protects your lips, got that.
Some protection for our eyes.
Sunglasses, got those. Check.
And we're already wearing our hats.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready to go.
Nice, let's play some Frisbee.
All right.
Ah, I feel so safe at the beach since you put sunblock on me.
I didn't put sunblock on you.
If you didn't, who did? Save me!
I can't. He's too scaly. Oh, I forgot to ask Dr. Morley about my scaly skin. I hope I'm not turning into a fish monster. Anyway, here's a question from Jada.
Why do I have freckles?
The Flat Earth Corner! Well, Jada, the ancient Romans thought that freckles were caused by evil spirits. The good news is, we know how to get rid of freckles. You just use this. It's made from crocodile intestines. Ancient Romans thought you should go to the Nile River in Egypt and catch your own crocodile. Then rub its guts all over your face. But if the crocodile puts up too much of a fight, don't worry. You can also get rid of freckles by rubbing frogs on your face. I know what you're thinking. If you rub a frog on your face, you'll probably get warts. Don't worry. As we ancient Romans know, that's just a superstition. Hey, I think I missed a spot. Throughout history, people have had a lot of strange ideas of what causes freckles and how to avoid them. But freckles have nothing to do with evil spirits, crocodiles, or frogs. People who get freckles have less melanin than other people. That's the stuff that gives color to the skin. But a few of their skin cells have extra melanin. So, when they go out in the sun, those cells turn brown, creating freckles. If you have the kind of skin that gets freckles, be extra careful not to get overexposed to the sun. But you can still eat as much ice cream as anybody else. Now here's a question from Maya.
Why are there so many types of skin?
Yeah, there are a lot of types of skin. In fact, I think I feel a song coming on.
Skin, 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 skin,
So many different types of skin. Skin's what keeps your insides in. Elephant skin is gray and thick. A dolphin skin helps it swim quick. A chicken skin has holes for feathers. A rhino skin feels like leather. Skin. With green skin, you could be an elf. Banana skin, you could peel yourself. Skin that's lumpy like a toad. And getting warm brain overload. You're gonna make my head explode. You're gonna make my head explode. There's a lot of different kinds of skin because animals need different skins to do different things. And humans have different types of skin depending where it is on your body, as I found out in my Great Challenge. To show how our skin is different in different places, today I have two sets of challengers, Sarah and Dahlia, and Gabby and Devin. Today, their challenge is to figure out different types of objects using their skin. So first their leg, and then their foot, and then their hand. All right, are you guys ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so first object, and start. So first is the leg.
Sponge?
Yeah.
Yeah, he already got it, okay.
Toothbrush?
Wow.
Marble?
No.
Nope.
And switch to the foot. And the hand.
TV remote?
Yep.
Oh yeah, they got it.
Styrofoam? Nope.
Switch to the foot.
A ball? Nope. No.
And switch the hand.
Silly putty?
No.
Gooey.
Time's up. Next object.
Sponge?
Nope. And the foot.
A cloth?
Let's get it closer. And the hand.
A Swiffer?
No.
No. Carpet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Styrofoam?
No. Cardboard?
Really close.
Really kind of.
Move on to the foot. And the hand. Dahlia's getting really close.
Paper towel roll?
Yeah.
Wow, that one was like a tie.
An egg?
Nope. Okay, move to the foot.
A fish?
A ball? Nope.
No? Okay, move to the hands.
An orange?
Yeah, it is an orange. Okay, so I think we have a winner, guys. Devin and Gabby.
Yay!
So what was the easiest body part to feel with?
First it was the fingertips, then the foot, then the leg.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I checked, and the reason for those differences is because you have a lot more nerves in your fingertips than your legs or your feet. Check out this animation I made. Parts of our bodies are more sensitive, like our lips, ears, and hands. This is what our bodies would look like if the most sensitive parts were the biggest.
So weird. Ew, that's so weird.
So thanks for helping me find stuff out about skin. I got you some cool souvenirs. They're marshmallows that you guys tested.
Ew. Gee, thanks, Harrison. Thank you.
Now here's an embarrassing question from Ava.
How do people turn red when they're embarrassed?
To find out, let's get some
Street Smarts.
Have you guys ever turned red with embarrassment?
Yeah!
Let's find out their stories.
I was skipping at school and my pants fell down.
I ran right into a pole.
I threw up in a pool.
Did everybody see?
Yes, and it was yellow. Bright, chunky yellow.
I was at my dad's work, and I was supposed to hug my dad, but I hugged his friend.
I was going to the washroom and forgot to lock the door, and someone walked in. You know those mime statues? I didn't know they were actual people, so I went up and touched one of them, and they scared me. It was really embarrassing.
And did everybody see?
Yes. Harrison, what was the moment when you were red from embarrassment?
Yeah, we want to know.
I don't turn red from embarrassment. I turn blue.
What is it? What is it?
So, Ava, we do get red from getting embarrassed. I checked, and the reason is kind of crazy. When you're embarrassed, your body reacts the same way it does as when you're in danger. The tiny veins in your face open up and let more blood in, so we get more oxygen for bursts of energy. So we're ready for fight? Or flight?
Did I say something? Anyway, here's a scary question.
I always pick my scabs. Why do they form?
She knows everything about gross skin, and now I'm gonna let her in. Please welcome Kate Daly. Don't eat my brains!
It's okay, Harrison. It's just special effects makeup.
Oh, wow. You must win a lot of Halloween costume contests.
Favorite time of year.
Kate, that zombie was really good.
Thanks, Harrison. It helps to know some of the real science behind skin so that I can make real-looking fake skin.
Right. Well, I got a question about scabs, and I was wondering if you could show me with your special effects kit.
Absolutely. Scabs are fun. So a scab forms when you get a cut, and your blood actually clots to block the hole. It gets all crusty and brown, like these coffee grounds. And it may look really gross, but it's actually your body's way of healing itself.
It's starting to look like a scab now.
And it's just coffee grounds and a little glue.
Wow, that looks really real.
Thanks.
Anyway, I have another question about skin injuries.
Why does a bruise turn purple?
Yeah, why does a bruise turn purple? I was playing baseball last week, and I got this really big bruise, and then it was like purple and almost turned green.
Well, a bruise happens when blood forms under your skin, but you don't get a cut. So when it first starts, it's dark purple and blue. And then as the blood breaks up beneath your skin, it turns green and yellow and so forth as it fades.
I've never gotten a bruise so fast in my life. Ow, ow, ow. It hurts.
There you go.
Wow, it looks just like the one that I got. Here's another question.
What is a wart?
Yeah, what exactly is a wart?
Well, a wart is where the skin keeps growing in a particular area and it sticks up over your skin or builds up excess. Sometimes you actually have to go to the doctor and get them removed.
Nasty.
There you go.
Wow, it looks really real. But how do we get rid of warts?
Well, this one's easy.
You're hilarious, but how do we actually get rid of warts?
Well, if you go to the doctor to get a wart removed, they usually freeze it with a special solution, and that, yeah, it takes the wart off.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I have another question, and this time it's from me. Can you help me look like a fish monster?
It would be my pleasure. There you go.
Wow, that's awesome. This will look great next Halloween. But what about these scales?
Those scales? Oh, those aren't scales, Harrison. You just have some dry skin. You just need a little bit of moisturizer. It's not unusual for people to get dry skin that kind of looks scaly in the wintertime. Sometimes it's a problem and you have to go see a doctor, but most of the time, just a little moisturizer and you'll be fine.
Hey, look, the scales are gone. Thanks for helping me find stuff out.
My pleasure.
Well, now it's time to get the skinny on the question that started this all off.
How come humans don't have scales?
And the big answer is... we have something better! Sure, scales are neat. They help fish swim and move from side to side in the water. And scales are good protection too.
They're sort of like an armor. But human skin does stuff that scales can't. In addition to everything we saw, human skin lets us grow hair, which helps keep us warm. And it also lets us sweat, which helps keep us cool. And with skin, instead of scales, we don't have to look like a scary fish monster.
Hey, you look much better this way.
Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more Finding Stuff Out.
See ya!